Alright guys, we're looking at the Rokblokz in deep blue for the Ford Ranger 2021. 2019 and above actually. In the kit, you get this. Can't go wrong with some Smarties. You get a Rokblokz sticker, front hardware, there's some spacers, and some new inserts. So when you replace the OEM hardware, that spacer goes in, and then this goes in, and a screw goes in. And you have some additional hardware, similar for the rear. Really good instructions, plus instructions to email if there's any questions. Seriously, read the instructions thoroughly. It states you got some backer plates. This stuff lines up really nicely under the tab. Pretty thick plastic type material. This is the rear plate, same thing. Attaches underneath. And that's the unboxing right there. Alright, so step one, you got to go to the truck and you got to remove a couple screws in the truck. But step two, or yeah, OEM hardware, step 1 and 2. But I think this is an important little aspect right here, right? So there are two sides to this. One side is smooth. This is the front backer plate. One side is textured. You have to take this hex nut and you have to insert it into the textured side. This is the side that faces the rear of the vehicle. Okay, so this is the driver's side here. And I insert those in like that. And essentially that's going to line up on the vehicle. This will slide in behind the plastic of the plastic lined fender well. And then this piece obviously sits here. That goes slightly behind it, and then they attach like that. As you can see, those two will line up, and then it backs this section up here. This attaches to your OEM right here, and this attaches to an OEM. This will flap down and attach to the OEM, and then of course the back of the flap will be facing that way. This will be inside the wheel well. So kind of an ingenious little design, so you don't have to drill any holes into your wheel well, which is a large concern of mine. I didn't want to drill any holes, and with this design you technically don't have to. So we'll see how it fits in the truck. Alright, and I've got the front screw hex bolts in to the backer plates. Same thing occurs for the back. This will be part of the original OEM hardware at the top. On the textured side, you stick the hex bolts in. I say bolts, hex nuts. Alright, there you go. And of course, you'll notice that they line up pretty well with the holes and with the top hole. Alright, so just taking a look at the vehicle locations, right? So we have an OEM part here. That's right here in the wheel well. That'll come out, an insert will be put in, and a new bolt will go through. A screw. And down here also. Same thing. And then the rear. Alright, we're looking at this location right here. Alright. And then also right down here. And then of course the backer plates attach. They attach on the inside. They put them inside here. Once these are removed, it slides in there and they grab on. And the same thing with the front. The backer plate slides in here and it grabs on as you tighten it. Alright, so we got to take this component right here. Alright, and you have to lift up ever so slightly on the plastic and work this into there. those. Now it's in, the next will have to be fitting them in the right position, obviously, and then installing the hardware. All right, as you can see, we have inserted a new insert into the OEM slot, added a screw and a washer, and our plate. We've lined up the best we could. Looks like they have to go down possibly a little bit. No, they're about right. These pieces have to be lined up appropriately. And we're just going to finish this off. One screw will go on the bottom with a spacer. All right, so I lined up these with this, right? And this has been slid up a little farther. Obviously that's going to grab between these two plastic pieces and hold it tight against the fender flare here. And we have a screw and a washer with an insert in the top OEM slot. And then the bottom OEM slot is going to get a spacer, screw, and washer. Okay. So I'm going to do that real quick and I'll show you the result. Alright, so I've got these all dry fitted in. Tell you, make sure you push this bottom piece in when you tighten that bottom screw. It's not all the way tight, but it's in there. That's not. Twist it up a little bit, actually. I want to adjust ever so slightly to make sure it's level for the most part. Not a real perfect science, but not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten the first one down, pushing out just ever so slightly. Again, that's just a P2. That's a torque 25 on the bottom, and just a little guy here. Shockingly enough, didn't come with one. I had to go find this. Not a big deal, I guess. And don't forget your Loctite. Although I would recommend checking it periodically. Not too tight. Tighten it, check it again in a couple days. There you have it. I think it looks alright. Let's take a look at it from the other side. Obviously not a perfect match, but I figured, what the heck, man, I kind of think it looks cool. You could have gone with black. Alright. And there you have it. Pretty simple install. Required tools. Right. And a little torque wrench bit piece. And I used a hook to get the OEM out. Alright. There it is. Alright, been working on the install for the rear. This OEM part was hard to get out. Oddly enough, I think it was Loctited together. But it came out. The brace piece here goes over this hole. There's a spacer that goes inside there, and then the washer and screw, these line up. And the same on the bottom, the spacer will use the original OEM equipment for the bottom. The plastic, it goes through the plastic, and then you add the spacer on. Okay, let's see this down here. You got the spacer on here. Alright, so it goes like that, and then goes up and in to the OEM spot.